Hello, summoners.
What up
Woo.
there, summoners?
That came from the diaphragm. Welcome to another pulse pounding,
Oh yeah,
lightning inducing,
absolutely.
tower ascending episode of a Monster Rancher's Guide to Summoners War.
Yeah,
I am the Skeletor, Aztec
Ooh.
Olmec.
there he is.
But it
Ladies
wouldn't
and
be a
gentlemen.
proper episode if I didn't have the Master of the Universe, Lightstar 777, with me.
I have the power. Man, Dolph
This
Lundgren,
guy.
what a great actor! What an actor! What a cultural treasure that man is.
Ivan Drago and He-Man. I mean, who else has that distinction?
I must break you.
I must He-Man you. Welcome to another episode of a Monster Rancher's Guide to Summoners
Here
War.
we are.
Back.
Again.
We are back. Yes, from last week, from outer space,
So
of
now
course.
we're back from outer space. We just arrived with the sad look upon your face.
We are definitely talking some Second Awakening nonsense. We're talking what I should do with all these runes, because Aztec Omen has taken all of his runes off last rune removal day. I am basically runeless. All my monsters are like, we don't have runes.
I already know
We
my
feel so
suggestion.
naked.
Like you all may think
I need
he
to re-rune
tells me
everybody.
about these subjects before we get here, but he didn't. And I'm going to give him my advice, like fresh to
Good.
death.
Excellent. We're gonna talk about the 2v2 World Arena.
How would you
that should
like
be
your
interesting.
AoEs to not exist anymore?
Well, they did
Nope.
take that into account, so they
You
thought
know,
of it's pretty well thought out.
But I mean,
I
I
kinda
get it.
like it.
I get it. But at the same time, you're basically making us memorize, oh, okay, well, this person can't be AoE guy anymore, so now I have to ruin him for, single damage guy. But now I have to have two of him, right? That's ridiculous.
Yes and no.
Ridiculous.
Yes and no. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna need help reruning. I picked a couple of units.
You're my horse, so like
so
2v2, you're all I got, so, Maybe I can get Nelly.
Pressure.
Maybe.
Pressure.
No, Nelly will get somebody good.
Nelly and Aztec and Lightstar versus Nelly and JD. That would be over so quick. It would be like start over.
Hey, I'd say we'd make it at least 3 rounds. You know what? What's the going the distance? When do when is your pride satisfied? Round 10 is it? Yeah, we're never making it to round 10, but 3. We'll make it to 3.
Definitely. So, yeah, of course, the New York meetup is coming up, so everyone get your free tickets, and everyone going. I'm gonna be going, so it should be good times. The comic book plot line is actually stepping up, which is really cool. I don't know spoilers. I'm not gonna give you any spoilers. You get your comics.
I hear that
and
Han
read them.
dies in this latest one.
Han never dies.
Han did die.
I don't
Stabbed
support
by his own son.
the new trilogy. Anyway. That's a episode for Monster Rancher's Guide to Star Wars.
Since Rose Tico was so underutilized, I agree with you. But let's not talk about toxic fan bases here, because our fans are the best.
Let's talk about Summoners War stuff.
Summon.
Let's see.
Summoners War, baby.
For once, I didn't really like the this new song for the Summoners War. I usually am rocking with all of the the Summoners War music, but this one was.
I'll hand it to you. I have to agree. They have had some bops before. They have had some real bops, and this one just was it was fine. Yeah.
was all right. It was
It's
okay.
okay.
The video had nothing to do with Summoners War. It was a lot
I
of
know.
breakdancing and such
Breakdance.
like that. So I'm like,
You know what? Maybe that's like the next one. They're going to have a Zoolander crossover, and they're going to be breakdance
what?
fighting. What? Come on now, follow
Oh
me with
no!
this. Yeah, the breakdance
Oh
fighting
no!
from Zoolander.
Yes.
You know, and then
Oh no!
oh my
Let's hope
God, now
not.
I've got it. Now I've got it. This is going to be the
Let's
ultimate.
hope
Okay,
not.
in relation to that, okay, that will be like
Yeah.
that'll be the fire elemental. Will be Derek Zoolander. Uh,
Oh,
Hansel.
listen to the theory crafting.
Hansel.
It is just going.
Hansel will be the water version, right?
And who would
The
what's his
dark
name?
one is going to be the guy DJ from Street Fighter, the most stereotypical over the top rendition of an island
Of
Jamaican
a
ever
Asian, yeah.
ever in the history of ever.
Ever from
Um,
DOA, yeah.
and then
And what else? What
and
else?
then the
Just
light
to-
one will of course be the Anglo child that loves capoeira and goes to Brazil to or somewhere else to study it intimately. And
So
Wind, who's going to be Wind?
this is all theory crafting, folks. There is no
Mugato.
Zoolander
Mugato will be
crossover.
the
Mugato, of course. Gotta have Will Ferrell in it. Shout out to Will Ferrell, one of my favorite. Will Ferrell, sorry, I always call him Will Ferrell. I don't know. Anyway, Will Ferrell, excellent. Anyway,
I was
enough
sent
theory
by the one
crafting with
who's called
Zoolander.
I Am. You love me.
Zoolander
You
out
know you
on
love me.
DVD.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
sometimes.
That movie is so old
Anyway.
it probably was on VHS at one point too.
Coming to a
Does
VHS
anybody
near you.
know VHS? Like no, just these two. Okay, that's
Summoners
hurtful.
War.
All right,
Back to Summoners War.
Summoners War. Well,
Well,
you
the
know what?
reason
Like,
why we're here.
first, how are you doing? How was your week? You doing all right?
Week was awesome. Let's see. Wife's
that
birthday
kills me.
was on Saturday, so it was went out and to the city and had dinner at Max Brent.
Party!
Shout out to Max Brenner's. Oh man, but yeah, we had did the whole birthday thing in Manhattan, so that was cool. I got some. You got some Genshin luck, even though it was unwanted.
Yeah,
So
let
I'm
me break
happy
it
about
down.
that.
So we all know that Aztec, charming soul that he is,
This
got
guy.
both monsters I wanted in the last Genshin banner. So in this one,
Yeah,
much
saw
like
you
my
and Mia.
much like my luck runs every time, there was like a preview that you could try out the two like new monsters. And
Right.
I literally said
Raiden Shogun and Kujo Sara. Yeah.
Kujusato. Yep.
Right.
Kujusato. And
Mhm.
I said, I hate Kujusato, so I am positive I'm going to get them. And today, we were playing a little bit earlier, and wouldn't you know it, of course, I got Kujusato.
Of course, because I was watching, and that's the only reason he got it. I found that funny. I was like, all right, you get a, usually I'm gonna summon and get nothing, and I saw purple, which usually means a 4-star, similar to lightning in Genshin. I mean, in Summoners War, and good old Kujo came. But I don't know. I think she's. I mean, just aesthetically, she's very cool. I love Tengus. The Tengus are like Japanese, just spirits or demons or whatever. But I like her whole like Tengu motif. I really like the Tengu in DOA. I think it was DOA too. But Tengus always show up they always show up in pop culture. The movie with Keanu Reeves, where he was the
I know Kung Fu.
Ronin. No, what was it
47 Ronin?
Ronin or yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
48,
Tengu were in
too
that
many
also.
Ronin. 46,
Too many Ronin.
not enough Ronin. 47,
But there were
just right.
Tengu in that movie also, so they show up here and there in pop culture. But definitely build her, see if she's good. There might be another like unit that you didn't like before, then
Galleon.
get used to her get used to the mechanics, and you might actually like her. But
Galleon.
who knows?
But then Boomerang, surprise, hate Galleon again.
Yep,
Why he
that
doesn't
you
do
do.
any damage with his S3 is befuddling to me. At least give me like
So
100 points of damage. At least make it worth my journey to have pressed the button, you know? So hateful.
so what do you want to talk first? You want to
Oh
talk
yes,
some Genshin?
I want
You
to
want to
talk
talk about
about your runes because I don't want people thinking I formulated anything. And you know,
oh, okay.
which is it? Scout 2, 2, 3, 2, 2. This is, from whichever the Hunger Games, the 2. Anyways, whatever it is, that honor, uh, I am not heard about. I only knew you removed all your runes. I didn't know you hadn't put anything back. So I'm
Didn't
go.
put anything back.
I am going to give
Okay,
you the
there's only
most.
one team.
Okay, what team?
Oh, just the TOA normal team. That's all. I needed to get on that because Unfair Bear is this week. If you folks didn't know, Unfair Bear is the Wind Panda, the Wind yeah, Panda Warrior who is just ridiculous. And I need some, summoning stones to exclusive summoning stones in
The
order to.
exclusive.
So I was
So
I was doing some TOA.
So
So
here's what I'm going to suggest, for better or for
mhm,
worse. Okay, take it for
great.
what you will.
Okay.
I would re-rune with your best runes, your Chikaru team,
Okay.
and then I would re-rune your Giants Sathatu
Got it.
because right there you're farming your runes, right?
Right.
And that depending on your Chikaro runes, you might be able to farm level 10 of the Punisher's Crypt.
Okay.
And I think the other team can do a reasonable job at the Steel Fortress. Don't quote me
Okay.
on that, but I think one of the teams is compatible with that as well. But
So
that's my
Trickaroo
advice.
and Giants.
Yes.
Okay.
And then what I would say is if you have any blue runes whatsoever, just sell them.
Yep.
Sell
Out
every
the
one of them
window.
unless they're a determination rune and you need it because you don't have a better alternative rune for your Chikaru. But other than
Okay.
that, I would use this rare opportunity of your forthright thinking to remove your runes to be
Okay.
a boon to just wipe the slate clean once you have your couple farming teams
Right.
that you only will go into this getting better runes. And then as you get better runes, you can put those purple 6 stars or your legendary runes onto your teams and start building them up again. Because I
No
think
problem.
like, if I had somebody who just went in and did that for me, like if they like removed every rune except like the couple farming teams I have,
Right.
I would be so happy because then I'd be like, oh, you mean all of these runes are useless? And I could just get rid of them? That's great. That's wonderful.
Dude, I had such housekeeping to do. I had 2-star runes floating around. I had 3-star runes floating around. Probably from
No,
like
ma'am.
first 3 months of playing.
No, ma'am.
Man, I needed Noel. If you play Genshin, I needed Noel to come and just sweep,
No,
sweep and housekeep.
no
Elia,
offense,
get on it. What's up?
but I when I decided to rebuild, like to build up my Leo, he also had a 2-star rune on him. He actually had a 2-star white rune, and I almost committed seppuku. I was like, I mean, it told me how long he's been
And the bandages.
staunchly standing at the gate of the storage defense force.
Only a friend would admit that because someone would be like,
Uh,
anyone else would be like, ugh. I hear the noses turning and the disdain, but only a good friend would admit, you know what? I had the same
oh,
thing. I did the
absolutely,
same thing.
absolutely, I did. But the
See?
moment I
We're
realized I
here.
did it, then I went through and so pretty much what I did is
Yeah.
I didn't want to remove all of my runes because I wanted to see as I went who had them so I could
Right.
go fix them afterwards. So the last time I did a lot of housekeeping, I just went through like 1 through 6 slots, and
Right.
I picked the stats that I couldn't care less about. So I if I found like a flat anything but speed 2-star rune or like 2-slot
Yeah.
rune, I just sold everything. And then like I would isolate like the things I didn't really care about in like accuracy or resistance in like 6 or 4 or whatever. And
Right.
I would only keep something if I thought that there was at least potential use. So like if I had
Got
something I wanted to get like 100% resistance, very tanky, only
it.
there for a long time, not a good time, that kind of monster. That was the kind of one that I
Drake,
want.
ladies and gentlemen, that was a Drake
Right.
reference.
The Family Guy, with the lady who, she's like, no, no, Senior
Yes, yeah, I
Superman
saw
no
that one.
está aquí. No,
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 no.
no.
Yeah, I definitely saw that, but that was
I
your
mean,
opinion of
here's the thing. Like
what's the thing?
he's he's I don't want to I don't want to say it. Okay,
Just
you know
say
what?
it.
He
Just say it.
he is a phenomenally talented person. So talented.
Okay. I love the way you
Do-
start. You start with a compliment. That's good.
Dogma is one of the most
Dogma's great. Yep.
intriguingly well-written movies. But
That being said,
that being said, like I don't know, it doesn't translate. I mean, even Dogma had Jay and Silent Bob and Dick and Fart jokes and a poo monster. So, it's kind of his niche. And I just a direct remake like that, it didn't really do it for me.
so
Wasn't
what was your opinion about the Masters of the Universe? Just no, just
it was okay. It was yeah. It just didn't have the heart and like I don't know what it is, but like it's like the original GI Joe, right?
right.
You could not make the original GI Joe today. Like
Couldn't do it.
you just you couldn't do it because for one thing, every single character was a stereotype. And I and I mean that's kind of their thing like, like you had Adam, who is basically like in He-Man, who is the master of like all the masters of the universe, and then you had She-Ra off to the side like somewhere doing her own thing because she was not the masteress of the universe. She's just like, girl, you got to bounce. Like you can't be here now. Like I mean, it was just a show that was in its time great, but I don't feel like it can be contemporary and really good. I mean, again, and as much as you may not believe me, I do love the Dolph Lundgren version of that movie. Like I loved that live
Okay.
action, short of one
Great.
whole scene that was just stupid, but all
One.
it's just it was really dumb. Do you remember it well enough to know?
No, I don't. I definitely don't remember it well enough to like. I just remember the overall like look and theme of it, but
Uh,
I
I'll,
cannot
I'll,
quote
I'll,
that movie.
I'll
No.
just say, like, at one point, they would just arrived on Earth, and, like, He-Man had them, eating chicken, and they're like, "Oh, what are these white sticks?" And like he said, "Oh, well, that's the bones." And like then they all were like really sad, sitting around like it tasted so good, like, and that was just like like it was just a vegetarian's dream scene because like it was really pushing for the fact that they were just so alienated by the fact that their meat had bones in it.
Excellent. So
Anyways,
that was just as
tangentially, I'm just saying there are some shows that I just think like they'll never have what the original had. Like they'll never have the je ne sais quoi, and
uh,
and I feel like that's what it was. Like it was fine. It's like here again, the Ninja Turtles. 80s version of the Turtles, absolutely perfect. Nickelodeon version, meh, they're okay. They get the job done. Michael Bay version, we just don't talk about that.
yo. They all look like the Incredible Hulk. They were
But
gigantic
but
Ninja
you see, like
Turtles.
that's the thing, right? Like
That was one big,
that's like the progression.
big
That's like
turtle.
so that's my feelings about the Kevin Smith He-Man.
Okay.
You see, it's like it's it was great when it was out. It was okay when it was remade before, and now it's just you know, it's okay. I could watch the cartoons again if I like
I could
the
watch the
Looney
cartoons.
like the Looney Tunes. Like they have like this new Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny looks like all cracked out and all. It's just not enjoyable.
That I didn't know. I did not know they remade Looney Tunes with
Oh
a
yeah.
cracked out Bugs
Cracked
Bunny.
cracked out of his mind.
Well, let's get to this 2v2 arena. I definitely want your opinions on because I know
Me?
the plural
Me?
opinions.
Opinions? I never have opinions. I don't know what you're talking about.
Obviously this is we just watched the Dev Note video. I took some notes from it. I mean, I kind of get where the developers are going with this because a lot of people play Summoners War in like in groups. Like think of it, the meetup. I'm sure everyone's going to be farming. Everyone's going to be playing. Hopefully by the time the meetup happens, this 2v2, um, feature. So basically, let me just break it down the overview. So basically, you and a partner, so myself and Lightstar, can fight two other summoners at the same time. We each get 3 units. You can, if any of the units have leader skills, you can use 2 different leader skills at once. And AoE attacks can only attack one other player's unit. So you can't attack all 6 units at once. You can only attack the 3 that another player has. And your partner can buff your units and revive. So thoughts. Those are just, that's
All
just a
right.
basic
I'm
overview.
launching into it already. So, for one thing, I
Shoot.
think how much cooler it might have been in my mind if you had a mechanic where it would hit everybody, but it was like a tiered like damage potential, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't know, I just think that would have been kind of neat to have, where like your primary focus team you do the most or like the primary target and the AoE like cascaded down the damage as you went. Like I just think that would have been kind of a cool kind of mechanic. The other thing I like that it's almost like doing the raid boss or the Rift Raid boss, like the
Right.
R5, because
Mm-hmm.
you the different leader skills and all that. So it's kind of building on the skills and the gameplay mechanics that we may be used to already, so to speak. So I dig that. I like that you're bringing in more of a collaborative feel for the everyday players, so to speak,
Yeah.
where you know they can feel more, like a part of a team and a group and all of that. That that being said, like I think, what do I think? I wish this was coming with things like if you finish Toa and Toa Heroic X amount of times, you can auto
Hmm.
it by just having enough energy in thing. And like just, you could buy whatever energy you need, or you could just hit okay, clear that, and you get all your prizes. And because the thing is, while yes, I would love to spend the time doing that, like what am I going to give up? Am I going to give up my normal RTA? Like, because I mean, I have more things going on now in my personal life than I used to, and I still find it very hard to accomplish everything I would like to in this game every day. And
Right.
that's with the auto farming. That is with me being the best I can be to be on all the time and farming as much as I can. And I don't know. I just, it's cool, but like also, you know, you have to get the time from somewhere, and then it's coordinating with someone else. So, you know,
Right.
I don't know, like, you and I were fortunate. We have like a play date basically that we come to once a week, and we know we're
Yeah.
going to be here together. But the average player, like, are they just is it going to be like R5s where like people are just trying to like catch randos in chat? Like, I, I don't know. I mean, you get what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I could see where it could be problematic in that, you're not going to always have your friend available for you. And
Right.
like, yes, all the big time
Okay. I see
guilds,
where you're coming from.
I all the big time guilds and all that are, the pro whales and things like that. Yeah, sure, they're probably going to have a field day because it's something else they can do. They'll probably have new, you know, mods or transmog, something else that they can get from it that's a benefit to them, slightly faster animation speed, whatever, right? But where does the every player come in, um you know in that regard? And I mean, and that's just a me thing, that's just a, I mean, on a general day, I don't usually see you on the game. Like, it's kind of hard for you and I to just bump into each other, relativistically
Coordinate. Yeah.
speaking, in in the game. So it's like what do you do? Like, what is, you know I'll be curious, like, how that mechanic works. Like, I mean, are they going to have like, I don't know. I would love it if they did this. If when you got with somebody, they included like a voice chat feature in game, like in app, but only when you're in like a private chat. Like, I think that would be very helpful, but I have this sneaky suspicion that it won't happen. Um,
Oh
ever.
no, not with when Discord exists.
Right, but you
But
see, that's
yeah.
my problem. Is like, how would I strategize with you in the middle of an RTA? You get like not a lot of
Hmm.
time to plan your
Good
move.
point.
So like, how do I know, like, oh hey, I'm going to bypass my heal, so, you make sure you heal
Yeah, you
yourself
have
next
to
round or
be in
something.
this.
Like, it's not like R5 where, you can just hit auto and you can sit back and just relax. Like, I mean, that's the thing about RTA is you can't usually auto it. I mean, unless you have incredibly
Oh,
competent monsters or you're like really winning.
right.
So, I mean, you're asking us to commit to playing the game like that, but at the same time, like, and
I
and
think
again, and
this
even
was
in terms of the strategy, like, you have the A team and the B team on their side, right? So like, how would
right.
I communicate to you that, oh, I'm going to attack A. I suggest you do the same, and specifically attack their Vanessa on A. Don't don't hit anything else. Just hit their Vanessa on Team A. Like that's the
I
kind of
think
thing
this
that
is definitely for like in person, you know, in
right, but
person
but that's the
like
problem is I think it would be so cool and connect players all over the world. But how do you do it if you don't have real time communication to go with the real time arena? Like that's
right.
that's where I'm coming from.
That,
Like, and I mean, even when you look at in terms of like the esport side of things and RTA,
mhm.
like I know it would probably get vulgar and really bad because like a lot of people are toxic in the game, but like even that, like everybody wants to talk a little smack when they're beating somebody, so
Right.
like not having that at all in the game is just I don't know, it's just one of those things that like I think it has such potential, but like what I don't know, I'll have to try it a few times. I'll
Yeah,
definitely be trying it with you, but
of
you
course.
and I will be able to talk, and I think that's the only way it'll be really viable. Otherwise, I mean, basically, you're playing side by side RTA, and if you're fighting against the guys who are sitting on Discord talking to one another, I feel like you'll be at a disadvantage because they're strategizing. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
what if they bring two like characters that put up shields or invincibility or even taunt like Jean. I
Right.
mean, they could rotate their taunts and their shields and their invincibility and everything else and you'll be at a disadvantage right away because they're able to time it out. Like they'll be like, okay, I have one more turn before I can do my invincibility again. And you have 2 turns left on your shield that's up, so why don't you go ahead and hit yours? And
Right.
great, I'll hit my next round. And things like that. I just think they're they're getting such an advantage just by being able to talk about strategy, and
I'm
it's the
thinking this is
only way it
definitely
can
in person. This is
happen.
more like cafe. A bunch of your friends are playing with each other. I don't think this is
Okay.
like
Well then,
definitely a
well then,
remote
I'm just
mechanic.
going to flip this and do a second thing here, because
Okay.
I'm in Florida. Oh, what is that thing? It's everywhere, killing like 300 people a day in Florida. Coronavirus doesn't seem too smart to encourage people to sit next to one another these days. But I digress.
I digress. Okay. Well, you brought up some good points. Hopefully, ComToUS is listening, and they implement some of these,
This is the day they banned my
features.
account. I've got a feeling.
Why would they? Because you have an opinion? No, I mean,
I do.
but yeah, we will see what comes of this. I am kind of curious to see how the Summoners War board game. I should board game. What am I talking about? The Summoners War, 2v2
I mean,
is going
that
to pan
that
out.
that would be really funny. It'd be in my mind. It's like Jumanji.
Yeah, right.
Jumanji.
Yeah.
Too much
So
fun. So you were asking what you should 2A next.
yes,
What
I
are your
have
what are your
a
options?
my well. I can. I mean, one is super obvious. Is obviously to finish, all three, Icarus. But I wanted to take a break from that and see if I can wedge in either Vigor or Lulu and Friends.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm. Hmm.
I would, I think we talked about this briefly
We did.
beforehand, but you were basically just asking, what do you need more? Do you need a healer more, or do you need another? Well, so Vigor, he's what, DPS, healer, and anti buffs, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. He defense breaks. He. Well, here I'll just pull him up real quick. Not a problem.
Just
He's.
pal.
I mean, he's so. You disturb HP recovery for 1 turn, does damage according to HP.
Hmm.
Recovers HP of allies by 20% each and increases their attack speed for 2 turns. In addition, decreases the chances of allies receiving critical hits for 2 turns. And his S3, he attacks the enemy 3 times, each attack having a 45% chance to decrease the defense for 3 turns. Damage of this attack increases according to your max HP, and his leader skill is Guild Attack Power. So, I mean, basically, you build him tanky as all get out, and
Oh yeah,
you
because
just
he
sit back while
scales.
he defense breaks. Now, I mean, the big difference would be if you need somebody who's healing every single time they move, or do you need somebody who's healing every now and then? Because, like, Lulu, it's like, attack and recovers the HP of the lowest ally by AP ratio by 15%,
Right.
removes all harmful effects, grants immunity, and recovers both yourself and the target ally's HP by 25, and removes all harmful effects on all allies and recovers all allies' HP by 25, grant immunity on the allies who had no harmful effects for 2 turns. So, I mean, Lulu and Friends is phenomenal if you are trying to, if you need a healer all the time, all the
Got
time,
you. And
and
I
and you make them a
wouldn't
little
say no to
tanky,
that.
little fast. Like, so I apparently robbed a Swift rune from my Lulu and Friends. See, this is what happens. I tell you, it must not have been sufficient. Let's just look if we can find an
Oh, Lulu
appropriate.
seems to have more usage than a wind charger shark.
Wow,
Hmm,
wow,
a lot
that's
more usage.
poor Zephicus. That's all I have to say to you, sir.
That's that's it.
Poor,
I
poor
wow,
Zephicus.
I like this team.
Which team?
I see Lulu. I see Wind Giant Warrior. I forget his name. And Dark Giant Warrior. That's kind of
Skogul?
interesting.
You
Yeah.
you forgot Skogul?
Yeah. Go. Yes. Wind Giant Warrior. And I don't know what the Dark Giant Warrior is, but that is a pretty interesting team. Um, I see these are all for guild battle because I have to throw together a guild team really quick so I can at least do guild war during this whole um, event happening. Oh wow, Lulu, Lakia, and Leo. That is triple L's right there.
Really?
You you can make that team for guild. That would be interesting.
Let's see. Have I done my guild battles yet? No, I haven't. Let's see. Uh, whoa. Okay, well that is tempting fate. Let's not mess with them. Whew.
So much usage for Lulu and friends. So I'm gonna go to the. Can you check the usage for good old Vigor?
Busy.
Busy, busy. I hear you. I hear that. I don't know. Out of those two, I'm thinking Lulu. So many cool guild teams.
Thousands of siege battle, thousands of guild battles, arena, dimensional hole, cliff of tough beastmen, uh, more dimensional hole, rift of worlds, dark, or I mean, fire, water, and the rift raid itself.
So they're a very, very, very wide utility between both of them. So I don't know. I think I'm
Well,
just gonna go with Lulu just because I don't have that many decent healers. I definitely have DPS unit, and I know Vigor has like off-brand healing and defense break, which is wonderful. But I'll definitely finish Lulu, then get back on the Trickaroo grind.
who is in the lead on your Lulu team you liked?
Oh, the Dark Giant Warrior.
No, the one that you said I could actually make, sir.
Oh, apologies. Leo's in the lead.
You damn right.
I don't know why though, because it's wind defense, but they
I'm
just
going to
that's what
guess
they.
that nobody else has the leader skill. Yep,
No,
Lulu doesn't have leader skill, and
Lockheed doesn't either. Yeah.
well, he actually increases defense of fire allies by 50%. So, all right, well, we're going to see what happens. I'm putting this up as sacrificial for my thing. And then we can go try to summon our, uh,
Unfair bears,
our
right?
unfair bears here, where we all know the outcome. You're going to summon two unfair bears,
Just two.
pretty much back to back, before you get the other two, and then
That would be the trifecta because I do have a Molong and I definitely have a fire panda warrior from Fusion. So, hey, I should be so lucky, right?
you're going to be
Mr.
that
I
lucky
got
because
Ku Cujo Sour. That's funny. She's like one of the few I wanted, and I haven't, but I haven't summoned in this banner too much as yet. So
oh well.
I have time. I have time. Raiden's not going anywhere for at least another week. And then, but afterwards, there's Kokomi. So I'm like, do I save for Kokomi? Because she looks pretty ridiculous, and she will work very, very well with Ayaka. So I don't know. That's another factor I have. Good problems to have, right? Good problems.
Right. Just gonna hit auto and see if these two now, because like everybody else is dead, can do it. Nope. Just gonna see if this one can do it. Now, granted, my Lulu and friends, I had robbed her runes, at least one of them, so I'm guessing I didn't actually ruin Lulu and friends, her, him, shim. Yeah, that went about how I expected. All right, well, let's.
It's all good. Just wanted to see why
I
that
mean, I get it.
particular
I get it
team.
because, Leica is going to be your sustained damage. Lulu's going to
Right.
bring them back up every time they're attacked. And Leo's going to control their speed. So, and he does pretty good damage. So, I could see if mine were rune better that team could work. So, I'm not opposed to it. All right.
Excellent.
We're going to get all three of these, yeah? How many do you
I
have?
don't know about only three summons, so
Oh,
it's definitely not gonna be at least for the exclusive. But
I
I have what?
oh, I got to clear some space.
Oh, I have what? Only half a week. Oh boy, I gotta get some more summoning stones. By hook or by crook.
Exclusive summoning.
So I have one light and dark, 36 mysticals, and a couple of the exclusive summoning. So
In my project, I'm up to 28 light and dark scrolls. So there we go.
good. I know you're waiting till your next birthday to
Yep,
crack those
that's the
open.
only thing I'm saving, and I'm going to get nothing from it, and then I'm just going to cry right here on stream for your amusement, folks.
For my amusement
No, for our fans' amusement, so they can see
or our
me.
fans'
You
amusement.
want to see a grown man cry? Watch him open 45 light and dark and get sweet fuck all.
Sweet. Anyway, I'm gonna count it down
Do it.
because I didn't that one time.
Yeah,
And
and you
guess
got
what
a
happened?
5-star. Shocking no one.
So, so 3, 2, 1, and summon, summon, summon,
Okay.
summon.
Nothing. 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 Just gonna say nothing every time. Nothing. Unfair
Every
bear.
time.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Unfair bear. Nothing. Nothing. Remember when I actually got something from the exclusive summoning stones? Remember when you got something
That
from the
was
exclusive summoning stones?
yeah, I got Ophelia, and that was the only that was like maybe the second
Oh,
time I
I
got
got lightning
lightning.
from it. Of course it's a Joker. Why wouldn't it be? Listen here, you
You
motherfucker.
motherfucker. Shout out to wait, that was Boris the Blade,
Boris the
yeah,
Blade.
from Snatch, yes. One of our favorite characters ever. That dude is hysterical.
I'm going to open 3 wind scrolls because I'm sad. Guess what? I'm still sad. Those scrolls, they were empty, devoid of joy. Wow, you're actually using the SDF. What's that about?
I know, right? I have to.
Well, look at your poor
I thought I
5-star
had enough.
Leo. Yeah,
Look at
but I
him.
mean, why are you using that and not the mystical? What do they call this thing? The new one.
The shield shrine, the summon monster shield shrine.
Yes.
I can't even say that right. Summon monster seal shrine. Oh, yeah, that is a better idea.
It's okay. Just finish whatever summoning you're going to do.
I'm going to save my L&D. I'll do 5 more mysticals, and I'll do my L&D for last. And I got some lightning and Anubis.
I thought I was going to look up and see a 5-star and cry.
Oh, Night's Young. All right, 2 more mysticals, then I'll do my L&D, and we will shelve this summon. Okay, no lightning from the L&D, but we definitely got a light mummy, which I don't think I have.
I mean,
Great.
Epic.
Add them to the box. Add them to the summoning box.
Le box?
So it's time for shout outs. Who are we shouting out this week? Lightstar777.
Ooh. Dolph Lundgren. Shouting you out. Great movie. Master of the Universe. Thank you.
Definitely shouting out Max Brenner, chocolatier, who has a restaurant in Manhattan. Best service, best chocolate. Like, oh my goodness, we had a waffle with ice cream, and like they make the chocolate
and in
there.
the morning, I'm making waffles.
Yeah, man. Like it was probably better than the waffles that Donkey made because it had chocolate. But shout out to Max Brenner. If you're ever in Manhattan and in Union Square around that area, go there. Great, 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 great. And of course, I said last week, Midnight Fight Express is going to be amazing. Shout out to Jacob. Anyway, just a really quick shout out to Hello Games. Just
Hello,
a ridiculous
Games.
update. A ridiculous update to No Man's Sky. I haven't even jumped into that as yet.
You know, it takes a village to raise an idiot.
And now you have villages, so you can definitely raise your own idiots. And apparently it's just as like they have the same stats as getting, freighters and stuff like that. So I didn't even touch it. I'm going to jump into that and probably give you folks a report next week of the new No Man's Sky Frontier. And I think they have a new expedition also. I mean, Hello Games is just knocking it out of the park again and again. So I definitely like shouting out these smaller developers that are doing amazing things like Jacob and like, the crew at No Man's Sky, Hello Games and everything. But definitely want to shout out those devs.
And Dolph Lundgren. And
Dolph
also,
Lundgren, apparently.
and then also Nelly the God. He's always hopping in and out, and we love him.
Yeah. Big shout out to Nelly the God, JD the Gamer, of course.
Beans.
Oh.
Everybody. All our fun friends. And all of our Discorderlies, as Tech likes to call you.
some of you folks in the New York meetup, so you can see me in the skin and bones, in the flesh. What's up? I heard a
No, I was just going to secretly summon 2 more scrolls to be depressed even more. There, I did it. I thought I would scare I thought I could surprise it, like if I just went and summoned and it was like, oh god, give him a 5-star.
Yeah, I know, Danny. It's almost time for the show to end. So you came at the end. So that about wraps it up for this particular episode of A Monster Rancher's Guide to Summoners War. New episodes every Saturday.
Surprised you kept your face. That flirkin almost got you.
So many times I think it's a flirkin. I can't watch
Danny is
Captain
basically
Marvel
a flirkin.
without seeing that Skrull's reaction. She's like, that's not a cat, it's a flirkin. Keep it away from me.
Anyway, you shouldn't have that thing on your lap.
So reach out to us, mrgtsw at Gmail, mrgtsw on YouTube, Monster Rancher's Guide to the Universe on our Discord, at Rancher's Guide on our Twitter, mrgtsw on Reddit. MRGTSW stands for Monster Rancher's Guide to Summoners War, just in case you folks didn't know that. Yeah, awesome.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to... Well, anyways.
Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan, apparently.
Woo! You gotta diversify your portfolio.
Yeah. Wu-Tang Financial. Anyway, everyone live long and prosper.
Peace and long life.
Live long and prosper.